Meghan Markle's rush to cut ties with the UK has indeed put Prince Harry in a very precarious position, because now Prince Harry is returning to the UK on the eve of the first anniversary of the Queen's death. And now many people are wondering why he's going there for some charity event and not to see his family. It's all looking a little odd now, and it wouldn't have if he hadn't thrown his family under the bus. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and while no public or private events are planned for the anniversary of the Queen's death, it's just odd timing for Prince Harry to be returning back home for an event that's promoting one of his charities instead of seeing his family and supporting his grandmother. This is the problem he's now facing. Every appearance he does is being scrutinized. And this wouldn't have happened had he not thrown his entire family under the bus and rushed to cut it out because of, all the problems he was having. So I wanted to go through this story here because I'm curious where you guys stand. I have a couple opinions on this, but here's the story, okay? Prince Harry is not planning on seeing King Charles or Prince William, his brother, when he returns to Britain on the eve of the first anniversary of the Queen's death, and will not be accompanied by wife Meghan Markle, it has been reported. The Duke of Sussex is set to fly out from California to London to make an appearance at an event for the charity WellChild, celebrating the achievement of resilience in seriously ill youngsters. Now, this is an award ceremony that happens every year around this time of year that Harry has attended, one that he's been involved in. I think it's for like 15 years. And this award ceremony will take place the day before, and it did it last year as well. But the prince has no intentions to see his brother or father during his whistle stop, says insiders. Sources added that while the poignant date would be a good occasion for the family to settle their differences in the late Queen's memory, they claimed relations between the Duke and his brother and father remain firmly rooted at rock bottom. Contrast to last year's global outpouring of grief and days of state events, there are no public or private family gatherings planned for the anniversary of the Queen, who died at Balmoral last year, aged 96, during her traditional summer stay at the castle. This summer, the King and Queen are expected to spend the day in private reflection as they continue on his mother's tradition, staying at the castle, despite usually sleeping at Burke Hall, their private residence. Prince Andrew's also expected to make an appearance at the Scottish residence, accompanied by his daughters, who I'm told do get along with Prince Harry still. But avoiding Scotland and all this altogether, the Duke will fly out to Dusseldorf for his Invictus Games, which are happening days later. The Duchess, Meghan, will not be stopping off in the UK on her way to the games, instead flying straight into Germany from California, Telegraph reported. Speaking on the prince's quick stopover in the UK, an insider told the Mirror, while some may suggest it would be good order for the family to settle their differences, perhaps even in the late Queen's memory, facts, things are a long way off. The source added, relationships remain firmly rooted at rock bottom, following Prince Harry's criticisms of King Charles and Prince William in his tell-all Netflix documentary and explosive memoir, Spare. 3 of the royals were last seen at the King's coronation on May 6th, but Prince Harry flew home immediately after, tried to get Air Force One, leaving the service, and then missed much of the weekend celebrations. And Meghan had not attended the coronation because she now clearly is uncomfortable being around anyone in his family, given that she, implied they were racist. Sorry, what was the unconscious bias, whatever nonsense she's trying to claim. Last time the brothers were seen together with their wives was during the walkabout outside Windsor Castle following the Queen's funeral in September. And since then, we have not seen them. Now, it's just sad, man. I see these two together, and aside from the fact that Harry's made fun of William's balding and Harry, you're getting close yourself, I just see brothers that it makes me sad that they can no longer be together. The fact that I just can't imagine Diana, anybody would have wanted this. And so it's very frustrating to see that he's allowed this relationship with his wife and her feelings and all to disrupt this family that he's been associated with for far longer. It's why we're all so, I get it now. It's why so many people are upset. Like, how can you just turn on them like this? And then reveal all these secrets and then expect so much more. It's a very frustrating place to be. And especially when you are just grown up as an entitled person your whole life anyway, to not then just take on the responsibilities that are due given the family you were born into. You don't get to then just reap the rewards. But he wants to. Now, here's the problem. So he may see Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenia who he's remained close to, Andrew's children, or his cousins, Andrew's children. But while he's staying there, he needs to request stay in an apartment on one of the royal estates, such as Windsor, or find a hotel or friends to stay with, since he was evicted from Frogmore Cottage, his royal residence. So it'll be interesting to see what comes in of where he actually stays. Now, Harry, like I said, has been involved in this charity for 15 years. He's regularly attended its annual award ceremony. Last year, it took place on the day the Queen died, in which he had to leave the event, and he was planning to be there and flew. Delay in his jet meant taking off airborne, is where he learned of his grandmother's passing as it broke to the world. But as we know, tensions have followed since the biography, etc. Yeah, I mean, even in the biography he published, Harry claimed he was given direct instructions from then Prince Charles not to bring Meghan, writing how his father cited nonsensical and disrespectful reasons for her not to accompany him to Balmoral. But really, was it nonsensical, or he just refused to accept that people don't like her wife? And that's, for them to request that must mean something, right? I mean, you admitting this conflict proves this must mean something, right? He said, that day that she died was just really horrible reaction from my family. I was like, we're here to celebrate the life of Granny and to mourn her loss. Can we come together as a family? And they were clearly still upset at Meghan and Harry. And it's just frustrating, man. It's frustrating. So here's the problem. Like, I like Harry supporting his charities. I like him going out there. But is the timing of this smart? Should he be going? I mean, I understand this event happens every year. What's he supposed to do? Stop going to his charity events just because it's always going to be the anniversary of his grandmother? No, that's not fair. However, so close off the grid and with so many things coming, he had a perfect excuse to phone it in this year. Maybe send an appearance or a video or a donation or something to be valuable, or raffle something off. Who knows? He could have done something to be involved in this award ceremony without having to do this, is what the frustrating part of this is. Hello, your Invictus Games is like in the days after. You're coming from other travel and other appearances. There's a million things you could have said. Hey, sorry, his schedule's just slammed. We apologize, but we've sent a video. And thanks so much. We support you guys. There's not, you know what I mean? There's ways for him to have done this without him having to stop in the UK at this date. This is a very important date right now. While you're still not in talks with your family, it does feel like maybe you shouldn't be jetting in to an award show, charity or not. This isn't the best look or timing. I got to be honest. I'm curious where you guys think. It's only going to put more questions and things on there. If he was there going to this event and planning to meet with his family, well, that'd be one thing, right? Good. Let's try to resolve this, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. And then it comes around then to the story I opened up with. Well, yeah, this rush to leave the UK for Meghan to feel that she needs to separate them from his family. Scary thing, man. You'd think your partner would want to be there to help you get closer to your family, not divide them, not rush you away and go off to Hollywood and California. You'd think your partner would want to ensure that happens, especially when you see that she's divided her own family and calls them out for trying to expose her, when, just like you, Meghan, they had no experience with how to deal with all the fame and notoriety that you suddenly thrust yourself into, but somehow they're the villain and you're not. It's all very frustrating. And as this article breaks down really well, yeah, this hastiness of Meghan Markle to cut ties with the UK has left him dangling in a precarious position as he becomes more isolated. The Duchess has turned down plenty of opportunities to travel to the UK with her husband. Prince Harry has made multiple solitary trips to England while she remained at home with the children. He'll be returning again for this event that we just talked about. And then she's planning to come out for a few days for his Invictus Games tournament. She's going to come when the cameras are rolling to support the charity event so she can get some good points there. Meghan's decided not to join her husband, though, at the award ceremony, despite the fact that she will be flying to Europe later anyway. They could have just flown into Europe, stayed there, supported, hung out till the and waited, and then gone to the Invictus Games together. But all this tension, awkwardness, it's on them, guys. It really is. And yeah, this is the problem. This is what they're going to have to face for a long time. As this article then even goes into, a lot of the other appearances that he's made since just have not gone well for Harry. Now, like I've said, I'm looking forward to the Invictus Games in a way. I think that's where Harry shines. But I'm frustrated that Meghan has now leached her way in. Why? Just because you're the wife? Why just go support? Why can't he hire some other bigger name to help raise the awareness for the event? You weren't even like a partner of him during his, veteran days. It's very odd that Meghan has sort of thrusted herself into this event, but she has, and she'll be speaking, as will he. And we'll see how all this goes down. But I expect we will hear more on this appearance. Something's going to happen out there in the UK, I'm sure. Reports of where he stayed or whatnot that might give us a little bit more insight. Maybe there's more of the story than we know, but I'm curious what you guys think. I want to hear down in the comments below. Yeah, and also it's a slow news day. I wanted to try and get some other pop culture stories here on Planet, but we will keep you privy on the royal news as well here. So hit that subscribe button, that bell for alerts, and please check out our morning video about Scooter Braun. It's a really fascinating story. A lot of celebrities involved. Curious what you guys think. We will be live in a bit. In fact, we might be live right now as you're watching this. So come join our live show here on Popcorn Planet. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you soon.